Today, on Broken Wrench Garage, we head north to Detroit to check out the 2018 North American International Auto Show. We started the day off looking at some Audis. First off was the Audi TT. This 2.5 liter 5-cylinder produces 400 horsepower. Next we checked out an A3 Quattro. The 2 liter produces 220 horsepower. Not a powerhouse by any means, but a very practical car for everyday driving. Then we looked at the A3 Sportback e-tron. This is a plug-in hybrid featuring a 1.4 liter turbocharged petrol engine, but the real power comes from the 102 horsepower electric motor. This one is the V10 Plus. It's the 5.2 liter producing 610 horsepower. Then we have the convertible Spider, which is only the 540 horsepower version. Next we skipped on over to Volkswagen and checked out their new concept car, the ID, which is all electric. They're slated to have a production version of this launched in 2020. There was a really sweet classic Jetta there as well. Not a lot of information on it or around, but a very clean car. It was just kind of cool to see. We took a little tour through the slingshot section there. Max wanted to sit in one, so we thought we'd walk through. Next, we headed over to Infiniti. We saw the new Q60S, the 400 horsepower twin turbo 3 liter V6. Then hiding back in the corner was Project Black S, which is based off the Q60, but it includes some Formula One technology, the ERS, the Energy Recovery System. Based off what little we were told, instead of 400 horsepower, it should be more like a 500 horsepower vehicle. We also checked out the variable compression engine, which is the first production engine of its kind. It's coming out this year. If you're interested in it, I'll leave a link in the description below, but on our website I've got a full write-up on that engine. Then we headed over to Alfa Romeo and checked out the Giulia, which is a beautiful 4-door sedan. And then we checked out the 4C Spider, mid-engine, not a lot of horsepower, 220 I think, but just a great little driver. It would be wonderful in the curves, I'm sure. And we headed over to Subaru, checked out the BRZ. This white one was, they're cool little cars. Then we went and checked out the blue STI, WRX STI. Those cars are just gorgeous to me. They're fun to drive. Anything all-wheel drive turbocharged with good power is just awesome. Then we made our way to Lexus. And boy, let me tell you about this beautiful car that we saw there. The LC, part of the Inspiration series. Only 100 of them will be available in the US. 471 horsepower, 4.4 second 0 to 60 time, and this blue paint, I swear it looked like it went on for infinity as you looked in this thing. The video will definitely not do it justice. Next, we checked out the LF1, what they termed Limitless. It's the SUV concept. I was not a huge fan. It just looked like another concept SUV. Next, we checked out the big Toyota booth. I didn't put a lot of video in here. A lot of it was just your standard run-of-the-mill Toyota stuff. But there were some cool customized Camrys there. And so these were some of our favorites here. And it was different people, most of them were race car drivers, had designed these cars. As we were headed to the Michelin booth, which you'll see in a minute, in the center there was this just collection of there were some Ferraris and Lamborghinis and just some custom stuff there, so we got a little footage of that for you. But really we were headed over to see Michelin because Max had been fanboying over this particular car that was there since we left. And so I've got a little video of him fanboying over this thing that I'm going to stick in right here.
Alright, behind me we have the Koenigsegg Carrera RS, and it currently holds the speed record for the fastest production vehicle out there. A little over 1,100 horsepower, and just an incredible vehicle. 277 miles an hour was the average on a two-way back and forth top speed run, with the top speed being 285 miles an hour. You're going to be looking for clearing $1.5 million just for a base model of one of these. $300,000 on extras is nothing. You could be at $2 million before you know it. Absolutely amazing car, beautiful, best car I've seen at the show this year. Once again, Broken Wrench Garage, seal of approval.
We snuck through the Hyundai booth and found this words cannot describe Velociter, which was the whole basis of this optional car review. If you haven't seen that, check out our channel, our other videos. It's great. Then we took a quick peek at the Kia Stinger. Hadn't seen one in person yet. Then we made it to Mopar Land. Checked out the Hellcat lineup. They had a Hellcat crate engine there showing that they sell those. It was pretty cool. And then of course a trip to Mopar Land would not be complete without seeing the new Dodge Demon. Followed that up with taking a look at a couple of the Fiat Spiders. And then there was a really sweet green Jeep hanging out on some rocks there that we took a look at. Next, we scooted on over to Ford, which is, you know, kind of my bread and butter. Been a Ford Mustang fan all my life, so they said the new Bullet was there, which was kind of exciting, but I was more interested in seeing the old Bullet Mustang. So we hung out there for a little bit. We did a little Facebook Live there, so if you want to, go check out our Facebook page and you can find that video on there. Then we went in and probably found my dream car, the Ford GT, This thing was just beautiful, spinning under all the lights. Next up, we checked out the Mustang Shelby GT350. Beautiful car. That 5.2 liter flat plane crank makes 526 horsepower, 429 pound-feet of torque. The thing redlines at 8,250 RPM. I mean, the thing sounds amazing. Next, we went upstairs and checked out the new Ranger. Haven't seen one of those in a few years, and I think this may compete well with the Colorado. We left the Ford booth, headed across the way, and found that GM had brought a restored C10. Actually, it was sort of a resto mod, but it really kept a lot of the classic looks and features. And we just talked about the Ranger a minute ago. We found a Colorado, which was set up a little bit nicer than the Ranger. It had a pretty cool little sand theme going on there. Next, it was off to the GM Performance side. Checked out the ZL1 Camaro. And then they had the LT5 Vet engine, cutaway of it there. I mean, it's always nice to look at how somebody makes 755 horsepower. And then, of course, when you look at the LT5, you're going to have to look at the car that it goes in. And the ZR1 Vet is just a beautiful piece of machinery. They had a Hot Wheels 50th anniversary drop top Camaro in a beautiful orange color. Then we found this really awesome all mountain GMC. Had the tracks all the way around it. Headed over to Acura, checked out their NSX race car, and then they just had a regular NSX there. So many people by this point, it was hard to get good video. Then we headed over to BMW. I really wanted to check out an i8 in person. I've never seen one in person. Blue seemed to be a theme. These beautiful blue cars, and this 7 Series was as beautiful as any of the others. We stopped back by a Cadillac and checked out the ATS-V in a beautiful blue again. And then we checked out the white 4-door version of it as well. We finished up the day at Mercedes, where we first checked out the new EQ series. They're all electric. This was an EQA. Then we checked out the 550 horsepower bi-turbo S-Class. Finished it up with a muddy G-Wagon. Guess if you got enough money to buy a G-Wagon, maybe you got enough money to take it out in the mud. We had a great time at the 2018 North American International Auto Show in Detroit, Michigan, and plan to go back again sometime. This is not nearly all the footage that we took, so be sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video if you thought we did a good job, and we'll be putting out more stuff from this show and others to come.